Leviticus chapters 26 and 27. I am the Lord your God. You shall not make to yourselves gods made with hands or graven. Neither shall you rear up a pillar for yourselves. Neither shall you set up a stone for an object in your land to worship it. I am the Lord your God. You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuaries. I am the Lord. If you will walk in my ordinances and keep my commandments and do them, then will I give you the rain in its season, and the land shall produce its fruits, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit. And your threshing time shall overtake the vintage, and your vintage shall overtake your seed time. And ye shall eat your bread to the full, and ye shall dwell safely upon your land, and war shall not go through your land. And I will give peace in your land, and ye shall sleep, and none shall make you afraid. And I will destroy the evil beasts out of your land. And ye shall pursue your enemies, and they shall fall before you with slaughter. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall chase tens of thousands. And your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. And I will look upon you, and increase you, and multiply you, and establish my covenant with you. And ye shall eat that which is old and very old, and bring forth the old to make way for the new. And I will set my tabernacle among you, and my soul shall not abhor you. And I will walk among you, and be your God, and ye shall be my people. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, where ye were slaves. And I broke the band of your yoke, and brought you forth openly. But if you will not hearken to me, nor obey these my ordinances, but disobey them, and your soul should loathe my judgments, so that ye should not keep all my commands, so as to break my covenant, then will I do this to you. I will even bring upon you perplexity, and the itch, and the fever that causes your eyes to waste away, and disease that consumes your life, and you shall sow your seeds in vain, and your enemies shall eat them. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall fall before your enemies, and they that hate you shall pursue you, and ye shall flee, no one pursuing you. And if ye still refuse to hearken to me, then will I chasten you yet more, even 7 times for your sins. And I will break down the haughtiness of your pride, and I will make your heaven iron, and your earth as it were brass. And your strength shall be in vain, and your land shall not yield its seed, and the tree of your field shall not yield its fruit. And if after this ye should walk perversely, and not be willing to obey me, I will further bring upon you 7 plagues according to your sins. I will send upon you the wild beasts of the land, and they shall devour you, and shall consume your cattle. And I will make you few in number, and your way shall be desolate. And if hereupon ye are not corrected, but walk perversely towards me, I also will walk with you with a perverse spirit, and I will also smite you 7 times for your sins. And I will bring upon you a sword, avenging the cause of my covenant, and ye shall flee for refuge to your cities, and I will send out death against you, and ye shall be delivered into the hands of your enemies. When I afflict you with famine of bread, then 10 women shall bake your loaves in 1 oven, and they shall render your loaves by weight, and ye shall eat, and not be satisfied. And if hereupon ye will not obey me, but walk perversely towards me, then will I walk with you with a forward mind, and will chasten you 7-fold according to your sins. And ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters ye shall eat. And I will render your pillars desolate, and will utterly destroy wooden images made with hands. And I will lay your carcasses on the carcasses of your idols, and my soul shall loathe you. I will lay your cities waste, and I will make your sanctuaries desolate, and I will not smell the savor of your sacrifices. And I will lay your land desolate, and your enemies who dwell in it shall wonder at it. And I will scatter you among the nations, and the sword shall come upon you and consume you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities shall be desolate. Then the land shall enjoy its Sabbaths all the days of its desolation, and ye shall be in the land of your enemies. Then the land shall keep its Sabbaths, and the land shall enjoy its Sabbaths all the days of its desolation. It shall keep Sabbaths, which it kept not among your Sabbaths, when ye dwelt in it. And to those who are left of you I will bring bondage into their heart in the land of their enemies. And the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them, and they shall flee as fleeing from war, and shall fall when none pursues them. And brother shall disregard brother as in war, when none pursues, and ye shall not be able to withstand your enemies. And ye shall perish among the Gentiles, and the land of your enemies shall devour you. And those who are left of you shall perish, because of their sins, because of the sins of their fathers, in the land of their enemies shall they consume away. And they shall confess their sins, and the sins of their fathers, that they have transgressed and neglected me, and that they have walked perversely before me. And I walked with them with a perverse mind, and I will destroy them in the land of their enemies. Then shall their uncircumcised heart be ashamed, and then shall they acquiesce in the punishment of their sins. And I will remember the covenant of Jacob, and the covenant of Isaac, and the covenant of Abraham will I remember. And I will remember the land, and the land shall be left of them. Then the land shall enjoy her Sabbaths when it is deserted through them, and they shall accept the punishment of their iniquities, because they neglected my judgments, and their soul loathed my ordinances. And yet, not even thus, while they were in the land of their enemies, did I overlook them, nor did I loathe them so as to consume them, to break my covenant made with them, for I am the Lord their God. And I will remember their former covenant, when I brought them out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage before the nations, to be their God. I am the Lord. These are my judgments and my ordinances, and the law which the Lord gave between himself and the children of Israel in the mount of Sinai by the hand of Moses. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and thou shalt say to them, Whosoever shall vow a vow as the valuation of his soul for the Lord, the valuation of a male from 20 years old to 60 years old shall be, his valuation shall be 50 didrachms of silver by the standard of the sanctuary, and the valuation of a female shall be 30 didrachms. And if it be from 5 years old to 20, the valuation of a male shall be 20 didrachms, and of a female 10 didrachms. And from a month old to 5 years old, the valuation of a male shall be 5 didrachms, and of a female 3 didrachms of silver. And if from 60 years old and upward, if it be a male, his valuation shall be 15 didrachms of silver, and of a female 10 didrachms. And if the man be too poor for the valuation, he shall stand before the priest, and the priest shall value him, according to what the man who has vowed can afford. The priest shall value him. And if it be from the cattle that are offered as a gift to the Lord, whoever shall offer one of these to the Lord, it shall be holy. He shall not change it, a good for a bad, or a bad for a good. And if he do at all change it, a beast for a beast, it and the substitute shall be holy. And if it be any unclean beast, of which none are offered as a gift to the Lord, he shall set the beast before the priest, and the priest shall make a valuation between the good and the bad, and accordingly as the priest shall value it, so shall it stand. And if the worshipper will at all redeem it, he shall add the 5th part to its value. And whatsoever man shall consecrate his house as holy to the Lord, the priest shall make a valuation of it between the good and the bad. As the priest shall value it, so shall it stand. And if he that is sanctified it should redeem his house, he shall add to it the 5th part of the money of the valuation, and it shall be his. And if a man should hallow to the Lord a part of the field of his possession, then the valuation shall be according to its seed, 50 didrachms of silver for a homer of barley. And if he should sanctify his field from the year of release, it shall stand according to his valuation. And if he should sanctify his field in the latter time after the release, the priest shall reckon to him the money for the remaining years, until the next year of release, and it shall be deducted as an equivalent from his full valuation. And if he that sanctified the field will redeem it, he shall add to its value the 5th part of the money, and it shall be his. And if he do not redeem the field, but should sell the field to another man, he shall not after redeem it. But the field shall be holy to the Lord after the release, as separated land. The priest shall have possession of it. And if he should consecrate it to the Lord a field which he has bought, which is not of the field of his possession, then the priest shall reckon to him the full valuation from the year of release, and he shall pay the valuation in that day as holy to the Lord. And in the year of the release the land shall be restored to the man of whom the other bought it, whose the possession the land was. And every valuation shall be holy weights. The didrachm shall be 20 oboli. And every firstborn which shall be produced among thy cattle shall be the Lord's, and no man shall sanctify it. Whether calf or sheep, it is the Lord's. But if he should redeem an unclean beast, according to its valuation, then he shall add the 5th part of it, and it shall be his. And if he redeem it not, it shall be sold according to its valuation. And every dedicated thing which a man shall dedicate to the Lord, of all that he has, whether man or beast, or the field of his possession, he shall not sell it, nor redeem it. Every devoted thing shall be most holy to the Lord. And whatever shall be dedicated of men shall not be ransomed, but shall surely be put to death. Every tithe of the land, both of the seed and of the land and of the fruit of the trees, is the Lord's, holy to the Lord. And if a man should at all redeem his tithe, he shall add the 5th part to it, and it shall be his. And every tithe of oxen, and of sheep, and whatsoever may come in numbering under the rod, the 10th shall be holy to the Lord. Thou shalt not change a good for a bad, or a bad for a good. And if thou shouldest at all change it, its equivalent also shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed. These are the commandments which the Lord commanded Moses for the sons of Israel in Mount Sinai. Psalm 38, 39 in Hebrew. For the end, a song of David to Iditham. I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I set a guard on my mouth, while the sinner stood in my presence. I was dumb, and held myself, and kept silence from good words, and my grief was renewed. My heart grew hot within me, and a fire would kindle in my meditation. I spoke with my tongue. O Lord, make me to know mine end, and number my days, what it is, that I may know what I lack. Behold, thou hast made my days old, my existence is nothing before thee. Nay, every man living is altogether vanity. Pause. Surely, man walks in a shadow, nay, he is disquieted in vain. He lays up treasures, and knows not for whom he shall gather them. And now, what is my expectation? Is it not the Lord? And my ground of hope is with thee. Pause. Deliver me from all my transgressions. Thou hast made me a reproach to the foolish. I was dumb, and opened not my mouth. For thou art he that made me. Remove thy scourges from me. I have fainted by reason of the strength of thine hand. Thou chastenest man with rebukes for iniquity, and thou makest his life to consume away like a spider's web. Nay, every man is disquieted in vain. Pause. O Lord, hearken to my prayer and my supplication. Attend to my tears. Be not silent, for I am a sojourner in the land, and a stranger, as all my fathers were. Spare me, that I may be refreshed before I depart and be no more. Proverbs chapter 8, verses 11 through 16. For wisdom is better than precious stones, and a valuable substance is of equal worth with it. I, wisdom, have dwelt with counsel and knowledge, and I have called upon understanding. The fear of the Lord hates unrighteousness, and insolence, and pride, and the ways of wicked men, and I hate the perverse ways of bad men. Counsel and safety are mine, prudence is mine, and strength is mine. By me kings reigned, and princes decree justice. By me nobles become great, and monarchs by me rule over the earth. The Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 26, verses 26 through 46. And as they were eating, Jesus took bread, and blessed it, and brake it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup, and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine, until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung a hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. Then saith Jesus unto them, All ye shall be offended because of me this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, Though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. Jesus said unto him, Verily I say unto thee, that this night before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, Though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. Then cometh Jesus with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and saith unto the disciples, Sit ye here, while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith he unto them, My soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little farther, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, What? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray, that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again the second time, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except that I drink of it, thy will be done. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them, and went away again, and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples, and saith unto them, Sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me.